Namaste. We'll just do a quick recap of the previous session. Okay. So in verse 2.13, we saw that Dehino asminyatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara. So here, Sri Krishna was trying to tell that the soul is eternal in nature. Okay? It's immortal. As the embodied soul passes from childhood to youth to old age, similarly, the soul passes from one body to another body. In 2.14, we saw that how the objects, the contacts of the senses of the objects, which causes all the dualities, how they are impermanent in nature. Yeah, matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkha daha. So it gives pleasure, it gives pain, it is causes heat, cold, everything. So it has a beginning and an end, and they are impermanent in nature. Yeah. Then in the 2.15 verse, we saw that the one who accepts all these dualities with an equanimous mind, only he is fit for immortality. Dhiram so amritatvaya kalpate. So one who is fit for immortality is, who is that person? One who can take all the extremes or everything that happens in his or her life. The person takes it with an equanimous mind. That is what we saw in 2.15. Now, let's look at the 2.16 now. Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate satah, ubhayorapi drishtontah, tvanayostattvadarshibhihi. What does that mean? That which is not shall never be, that which is shall never cease to be. That which is unreal is never there, is impermanent. That which is real is permanent. It cannot stop or it cannot cease to be. Who knows this? The wise. And to those people, to the wise men or to the wise beings, these truths are self-evident. So this is more of a philosophy. In the Vedanta Shastra, the discerning of the truth and falsehood is done in a very scientific manner. Yeah. So the philosophy, it explores the nature of reality, identifies which is Sat and which is Asat. What is Sat? That which exists all the time. Asat, that which does not exist at all. We think that it exists, but it doesn't exist. So according to Vedanta, and any unreal thing, how is an unreal thing defined? It is that which did not exist in the past, that which will not exist in the future, but appears to exist in the present. Okay. So that which does not exist in the past nor in the future, but appears to exist in the present. So we will take a few examples to see what are these. Okay. So let's look at the first one, unreal in the past. Okay. So something that never existed in the past, meaning it has no historical reality, it has no origin. It's considered unreal. So we can take the example of unicorn. Yeah, deer or a legendary horse-like creature with a single twisted horn in the forehead. Unicorn. It appears in many stories. Okay, so this imaginary creature, yeah, it is unreal because There are no fossils, no ancient artifacts, no historical records. It's a product of human imagination, myth, and storytelling. Yeah. So it's unreal in the past, but you feel that, it is real. Or because we saw it in the stories, we see that it was real, but there are no historical evidences to say that unicorn existed. Now let's see something, an example for unreal in the future. What does that mean first? Something that will not exist in the future, meaning it has no lasting or enduring existence. That's also categorized as unreal. So what example is a mirage in a desert? Yeah, when the light passes through different layers of air, yeah, because of varying temperatures, it refracts and creates the illusion of water in the distance. I think you must have seen the, I think also when you're driving, when it is very hot, and you're driving on the road, you, over a particular distance, you will see that, it looks like there is water there. Yeah, because of the rays of light falling on the varying temperatures, and it creates an illusion of water. But when the car goes near to that, there's no water there. Okay, it was just an illusion. So likewise, even in the desert, it is seen, and a lot of travelers in the desert, they perceive these mirages as real bodies of water. And they, because it's so, water is so scarce in the deserts. Seeing that mirage, it's like, you feel that there is water, and then you rush through it, and then when you go near, you will see that there is no water there. It's also called as Mriga Trishna Nyaya. Okay, that is, it's there. You think that it is there, but it is actually not there. You think it is there goes into the future tense, right? So you think it is there, and you go there to see that it is not. Now, the third one appears to exist in the present. A good example will be a rainbow. Yeah, it's a beautiful optical phenomenon again when the light is refracted, dispersed, and reflected within the raindrops in the atmosphere, isn't it? So it is when the light, you have, you all must have studied that, in a prism, when the light, when white light is passed through a prism, then how does it scatter? The lights scatter, right? So when the light is refracted, it disperses and reflects into the atmosphere. Yeah. So despite its beauty, because children love to watch the rainbow, not only children, even adults would love to see a rainbow in appearing in the sky. Yeah, its beauty and its vivid appearance, but rainbow does not have a tangible physical existence as an object. Yeah, so it is not a material that can be touched, held, or interacted with. Okay, so it appears to exist in the present, but it is unreal. Okay, so these are, don't just look at only the examples. What it means to us is, there are certain things which you think it was there, but it is unreal. There are certain things which you think that it will be there in the future, and again, that is not going to be there. And some things we see that it is there, yeah, it appears to exist, but it is actually not there again. So look at all the things that is there around us, and see which is unreal, which is real, which is going to be there with you permanently all the time, and which is going to fade over time, or appear over time. So all the materialistic things, if you look at it, you will be able to understand it, because none of them are always there with you. Yeah. A man can be very rich at a point, and then suddenly, his business collapses, everything, and it can just go away, and he can become a very poor person. A poor man, suddenly he wins a lottery, and he becomes a wealthy person. We all have relationships now. We don't know how long all those people will be there with us. Yeah. Or somebody who didn't have anybody, who was just an orphan, suddenly finds a lot of people around him. So, it keeps going in that, appears to exist, goes away, again appears to exist, it goes away. So all these things are unreal, is what Vedanta tells. Okay. So according to Mandukya Karika, yeah, it is an ancient text that delves into the philosophy of Mandukya Upanishad. Okay. So it says that anything that does not exist in the beginning, does not exist in the end, is considered unreal, even if it appears in the present moment. Same thing, what we spoke before. We split all the three separately, but Mandukya Karika says that Adavante cha yannasti vartamanepi tattatha vitathai sadrishaha santo avitatha iva lakshitaha. That which is non-existent at the beginning and in the end is necessarily non-existent even in the present. The objects are like the illusions we see. They are regarded as if it is real, but it is not. Okay. So the philosophical perspective of Vedanta is not to outright deny the experience reality of the world, but it is recognizing that the perceived reality, whatever we are seeing, okay, whatever we see through our senses of this external world, is subject to change and is not ultimately real in an absolute sense. Yeah. So we need to understand. So, don't be under this that, all the things that we are seeing, it is real. That is what we would say. It's not a mirage. You can feel it, you can touch it, you can hold it, accept it. But according to Vedanta philosophy, what it says is, once which keeps changing, yeah, that is unreal in an absolute sense, is what Vedanta says, because that is not going to give you an everlasting happiness. That's the truth of it. And maybe it is the bitter truth. Yeah. So the real Sat, that which is considered eternal, unchanging, and beyond the limitations of space and time. Yeah, it continues to exist at all times. Yeah. So the true reality of Brahman is that underlying, unchanging, and eternal consciousness. Sarva Vyapi, all the time. So Brahman is that absolute reality that will not change irrespective of time and space. According to Stambha Nara Nyaya, okay, that is another Nyaya Shastra, Stambha Nara. Stambha is the pillar or a post. Okay, Nara is the human. Okay, so sometimes in the night, when we are walking, there's not enough light, and we mistake a pillar as a man standing or probably a ghost standing. Yeah, and from the point of view of that pillar, if you look at it, yeah, the man or the ghost is unreal, isn't it? Does not exist there. And once the pillar is known, the man or the ghost becomes impermanent. So that is what is explained in the Stambha Nara Nyaya. If you are interested, just go through different Nyaya Shastras. It's very beautiful. It gives you a lot of, simple examples, okay, and to make us understand this real and unreal concept. Okay, so you can even go through it, the different Nyayas. I'll try to see if I can share it in the group. And those of you who are not part of the WhatsApp group and who would want to know it, please drop in a message to me and I will put it in the comment box in the video and I will get back to you on that. Okay. And another example that can be given for real and unreal is the dream. So once we wake up from the dream, do we worry about the objects that we see in the dream? We don't, right? Because on waking up, we realize that the falsity of the dream, that all the objects there were unreal. We get to know about that. Therefore, only that which is unobstructed at all times, past, present, future, yeah, or waking state, dream state, deep sleep state, at all times, what remains unchanging, that is the truth. And this truth is the Brahman, or the infinite consciousness that is there within us and that is there everywhere around us, because that consciousness does not change over time and space. And it continues to exist. It has no beginning, it has no end, and it is unchanging. Okay? Let's look at the next verse. अविनाशि तु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वमिदं ततं विनाशम् अव्ययस्यास्य न कश्चित् कर्तुमर्हति. In the previous verse, we were looking at Brahman, the infinite consciousness. Yeah, here Sri Krishna is trying to tell about the Jivatma. So he dealt with the Paramatma in the previous verse. Now he's talking about the Jivatma. Again, that Jivatma which pervades the entire body. Know it that it is indestructible. No one can cause the destruction of the imperishable soul. Just like the Brahman, yeah, who pervades, Sarvavyapi, who pervades in all objects, like the ether, like the space. Okay. Similarly, the Jivatma also pervades the entire body, but it is indestructible. It cannot be destroyed. Nice example to give about it is like, see, there is, take a pot. There is space inside the pot. So ether is there inside the pot, isn't it? And then when the pot breaks, yeah, does the space in it get destroyed? No. The space inside the pot and the space outside the pot, there is no difference in it. So there is space inside the pot. When the pot breaks, nothing happens to the space within. It just merges with the space outside. Similarly, the Jivatma, when the body dies, the Jivatma just merges with the Atma outside, with the energy outside. So just like that, when the body dies, yeah, the Jivatma just moves out of the body, just like how when the pot breaks, the space just gets mixed with the space outside. There's no differentiation of the space and that space. The space in the pot, the space outside. We don't say that, isn't it? It just gets, there's nothing to say that, okay, it went outside, the outside space came inside, nothing like that. The space is just one. We just created boundaries, but the space is one. Similarly, the Jivatma, yeah, is just one, which is indestructible. When this body goes away, when this body dies, the Jivatma just moves out of the body. And maybe that it goes into and sits in another body, isn't it? And when it is time for moksham, the Jivatma just merges with the Paramatma. So there's no differentiation. Oh, this is the Jivatma. Oh, this is the Paramatma. They just become one, becomes one with itself. Let's look at the next one. Antavanta ime deha nityasyokta sharirinaha anashino prameyasya tasmad yudhyasva bharata. Again, Sri Krishna is reiterating the fact that this material body is perishable, the embodied soul, the Jivatma, is indestructible, immeasurable, and it is eternal. Therefore, do not grieve, do your duty. We will see that in the Karma Yoga chapter more about the duty, but here it says fight. So that's the duty of a warrior. So therefore, fight, O Arjuna, O descendant of Bharat. Okay. So again, it. Why does Krishna keep on telling about this material body and the eternal body? Because as much as Arjuna, who needed this again and again, reiterating this fact, it is also important for us because we just don't seem to understand it. So, Sri Krishna is trying to give a lot of examples to make us understand the real and the unreal, the permanent and the temporary, the changing and the eternal one. Okay. य एनौ वेति हन्तारम् यश्चैनं मन्यते हतम् उभौ तौ न विजानीतो नायं हन्ति न हन्यते. So what is knowledge? Sri Krishna is trying to tell neither of them is in knowledge. One who thinks the soul can slay. Yeah, like if I think I can kill somebody, and the one who thinks the soul can be slain, that is, if I think I can be killed by somebody, for truly the soul neither kills nor can it be killed. Neither I can kill any soul, nor can any soul kill mine. So only the body can be destroyed, but the soul within me, it cannot be killed. Neither can I kill somebody thinking that I am able to slay the soul. Both of which is not going to happen. So the illusion of death is created because we identify ourselves with the body. Yeah. So there's a line in the Ramayanam, "Jau sapne sir kaatai koi, binu jage na duri dukh hoi." Means what? In the dream, yeah, I see a dream where somebody comes and chops my head. And then when I wake up, yeah, I touch, my head is there. I don't grieve for the head which is slain or the head which is cut in my dream. Yeah, I know because the incident of the dream is an illusion. In the dream, I might feel the pain. Yeah, I will perceive the pain until I wake up. Once I wake up, do I still experience the pain? No, I don't. Because I know that whatever happened in the dream, it is just an illusion and my head just stays there itself. Yeah. And the experience of the pain is only there till I wake up. Yeah. Similarly, in the illusion that we are the body, we fear the experience of death. Those enlightened souls who does not have this illusion, who does not think that I am this body, for that person, the fear of death vanishes. So then one may ask the question then, oh, so then can I kill anybody? Yeah, I can't do that, no, because murder is considered a punishable offense. I can say, oh, I'm not killing any soul. Yeah, but the answer is that the body, this body is the vehicle of the soul. Okay, and destroying any living being's vehicle is violence, which is forbidden. We know that this body is an instrument, yeah, to experience certain things, and we do not have any right to take away somebody's body, to take away somebody's vehicle. Yeah. So that is why murder is a punishable offense. So we can say that, okay, Sri Krishna told that, go and fight, or descendant of Bharat, go and fight, he said. Yeah, but the words, when you say, oh, go fight, is not a, what it means to us is, it's a call of dharma, an invitation for every individual to confront every situation in life with unwavering determination and courage. So Sri Krishna tells to be courageous, face the situation, face the challenges with determination. Don't run away from it. Face it like a dhira. And active resistance, and then also when there is an adharma happening, when there is unrighteous activity happening, it is important that we have an active resistance to it. Okay, so that is the principal message of Gita, and not saying go and fight, go and kill. That is not what Gita teaches us. Okay. In fact, the Vedas also clearly instructs ma hinsyat sarva bhutani. Do not commit violence towards anyone. But rules change, and even violence becomes necessary when one is attacked for self-protection. Somebody is harming a small baby, a small child. It's important that we go and fight to save that child or to save that baby. So for self-protection, or when any unrighteous activity is happening, it's important to stand up with determination and courage and fight. Okay. There is a similar verse even in Kathopanishad. And in fact, Kathopanishad and Bhagavad Gita has a lot of similar kind of verses. Okay? Hanta chain manyate hantum, hatas chain manyate hatam, ubhau tau na vijanito, nayam hantina hanyate. Same thing, if the killer thinks that he kills, and the killed thinks that he is getting killed, both of them know it not. So if the killer is thinking that I'm killing, and the victim is thinking that I'm getting killed, both of them are wrong. The soul neither kills nor is killed. Okay. Very similar verse to the 2.19 verse. Yeah. Next verse. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. It was not born, it will never die. There is no beginning, there is no end. Nor once having been can it cease to be. The same thing. There is no beginning, there is no end, there is no birth, there is no death. It's unborn, it's eternal, all the time it's there. It may be ancient. Puranam is pura api navaha iti Puranam. It is ancient, but it is as good as new. That is what is the definition or the etymological meaning of Purana. Pura api navaha. Ancient, but it still holds good even today. Yeah, that is Puranam. So similarly, the soul, it's like Puranam. The spirit dies not when the body is dead. The body can die, but the spirit will not. The soul will not. Just like how our 6 vikaras that we saw, right? Jayate, aste, vardhate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, and nashayate. Jayate, body is born. Aste, it stays. Vardhate, it grows. Viparinamate, it levels and starts to decline. Apakshiyate, it starts declining. Nashayate, the body dies. So just like that, yeah, we go from one to another. Once how the soul moves along with the body's growth and the body's decline. And then when the body dies, the soul moves to an other body. So the soul, Atma, is not born like the body because it always exists. Just as waves rise and subside, but the ocean neither has birth nor destruction. See, the waves have a beginning, the waves have an end, right? The waves are not permanent, but the ocean is permanent. The waves have a birth and death, the ocean is ever existing. Again, we have a similar verse in Kathopanishad. न जायते म्रियते वा विपश्चिन्नायं कुतश्चिन्न बभूव कश्चित् अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. न जायते, it is not born. न म्रियते, it does not die. Va vipaschit, it is aware. It is intelligent. Nayam kutaschinna babhuva kaschit. Never it has happened that I have come from elsewhere or I was not there. Katischinna, no, it has never it has never happened that it has come from elsewhere or I was not there at all. So that is not happening with this particular soul or the self. Ja, born. Aja, not born. Ajo is not born. Okay. Nityaha, always constant. Shashwatoyam, eternal. It never gets destroyed. Purano, ancient one. We spoke about that. Nahanyate, it does not die or gets killed. Hanyamane sharire, it does not get killed when the body gets destroyed. Yeah. So this is Kathopanishad where Nachiketa asks in the first chapter, he asks this question to Yama. Yeah? He says, Astiti eke nayamastiti chaike. That question just made Yama both shocked and surprised. He asked, Nachiketa is asking, after death, does it exist or does it not? Huh? Some say it exists, others says it does not exist. So you tell me what is the truth. Does the soul exist? Does the soul perish? This was the question Nachiketa asks Yama. Okay. So one which you are asking about is never born, it never dies. There was never a time when it was not there. There will never be a time when it won't be there. This one has always been there, constant, eternal, oldest, ancient one. It cannot be killed, it cannot be destroyed, even when the body is destroyed. It says, beyond this body, your merits, the mind, emotions, thoughts, intelligence, there exists a supreme intelligence called the consciousness. That one, the body, mind, emotions, intelligence, feelings, everything can perish. But That one is never born, it never dies. And so that is what it is. So be very attentive, understand it very well. The one which is never born, nor does it die, is not the body, not the mind, not the emotions, not the thoughts, not the intellect, not our merits. Nothing stays. Only the consciousness. That is the only one which will always be there. It is never born. It does not die. Your bodies come and go, but this has always remained. It has never increased. It has never decreased. It does not get modified. It is always there. All the superimpositions on it can get destroyed, but that remains eternal and never changing. This always constant. In drama, the character was born, the character died, yeah, as a part of the role it played. But does the actor die? No, the actor remains. He was always there. Only in the play, that character dies, but the actor remains. In the same way, that which is inside us, the Atman, it never is born, it never dies. The bodies are born, the bodies die. Emotions are born, emotions die. Thoughts are born, thoughts die. Awareness of the knowledge of the world is born, the knowledge of the world dies. What does not die with you, what does not die within us, is that supreme consciousness. And that is what Nachiketa was asking about. We experience our bodies, so we believe it exists. We experience our minds, so we believe it exists. We experience our intelligence, right? Oh, I made a stupid decision. I made a very intelligent decision. Yeah, we do experience it, right? We experience our emotions. I'm happy right now. I'm sad right now. Yeah. So we understand that all is there. But one, is this changing? Is this permanent or changing? That is something which we need to be looking at. And is there something beyond that? Yes, there is. Yes, there is. And because of which all thoughts, emotions, feelings, pain, pleasure, everything we are able to experience only because of that, that which is there, that which is not born, that which does not die, that which is eternal. It's very easy for us to, you know, just listen to it, but it's very difficult to really take it inside us. And that to really have that understanding this reality in the deepest core of your own self, that takes a lot of sadhana, that takes a lot of swadhyaya. So reflect upon it, meditate upon it, and then you will start looking at it from a very different perspective. Yeah, all these things that we have just heard, it starts to really get into yourself, and you really get to know its true meaning of it. Until then, keep practicing, keep up your practice, keep meditating. That is the only way that we can really know it very well. We can hear it, we can listen it. It might get into our thoughts, it might get into our intellect, but for us to get for this knowledge to go seep into the innermost core of our being, for that the only way is to meditate upon it. Okay? I'll see you in the next session. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.